Boom! We're live. Isn't this great?
It's great.
So we're doing something new today. Instead of having the laptop down here and me trying to type notes, we are looking right at the camera. So
right into it.
If you guys have questions, make sure that you type them in the comment section because we're looking right at the camera this time and we can see them. And we are going to just sit here and just have small talk until we see some people come on. Does it show if people come on? Finish, you're live, we're building an audience for you. That means
you're the expert on this.
Facebook's wheeling and dealing in the background. It's got the mice running on the treadmill trying to get more people.
Get on here, come on.
Okay, anyway, we're going to start. We have an awesome session today. I've got a great guest on. So we're going to get to the topic. A couple housekeeping things to begin with. I got some notes here because I will forget. Who am I? So there's bound to be people in Facebook Nation that are looking at us two and saying, who the hell are you guys and why should we be listening to you? So my name is Brad Chandler. I read a book when I was in 9th grade on how to buy real estate with no money down. I knew at that point in time I wanted to do real estate investing. So I got an undergraduate degree in real estate, ended up getting an MBA in real estate, and in 2002, an investor bought my neighbor's house. It was, the guy who lived there was a recluse. It was totally grown over. It was disgusting. And he fixed it up. And I went over and talked to him. I go, what are you doing over here? Because he had a seminar. He was doing some coaching himself. So I go, what do you do? He goes, well, I buy houses below market from motivated sellers. I was like, wow, I've got 2 degrees and I sat through my real estate license and no one ever taught me that. So, wow, that's what I'm going to do. I thought you got rich in real estate by buying property, putting down 20%, letting it pay off over 30 years. I thought that's how you made money in real estate. I had no idea that you could buy, fix, wholesale, flip houses. So I learned that from him. Started in 2003. I bought my first house in July and August. I bought my first house in July, bought 6 houses in July and August, and here we are 13, 14 years later, and I bought 2,100 houses. I've been a part of over 5,000 real estate transactions. In that time period, we started a Keller Williams team in 2008. In 2 short years, we became the #1 Keller Williams team in North America. I think we did $120 million, and we did over 800 transactions. So I tell you that because if you're a real estate agent, listen to this. I stopped in 2010 because I couldn't figure out how to make money in that business, and we really focused back on the home buying business. And since then, I have been able to build a $40 million revenue home fixing flipping business. So you'll hear more about that, agents out there in the United States, about training, but I'm going to put together a program that teaches real estate agents how to invest in real estate, how to double their business, triple their business, tenfold their business by not only just listing properties and working with buyers, but how to buy, fix, and resell residential real estate. So that's who I am. I want to give you guys all my knowledge. I've been blessed over the years, and we're doing this stuff for free. I want to give you back stuff. So you're going to hear more about that in the coming weeks and months. Matt, who the heck are you?
I'm Matt Fullerton. I am the sales manager here at Express Homebuyers. That job entails quite a few things. It entails managing all the acquisitions we have. So whenever we buy one of these properties that we hope to make money on, I'm negotiating with sellers. I'm negotiating with my own guys a lot of the time to make sure we get these properties and we get them at the right number so that we can then resell them for an even better number. I also handle our wholesale operation here, do all the negotiating on our wholesale properties, and even I'm dabbling now, learning a little bit about the retail side as well.
So what do you know about sales? Have you ever done sales before?
I've done sales since the summer after my senior year in high school. I started in the car business as a car salesman. Worked my way up all the way to general sales manager. If anyone out there has ever been there, I've got burnt out on the hours, burnt out on the culture and everything like that. And I got into some private equity for a little while, and then I got really lucky and happened to find Express Homebuyers.
So Matt's being nice when he says, I moved on from the car business. The reason he moved on is because at 3 different places he was at, he blew the quota out of the water so far that they redid his comp plan and cut him down 50%. When I hear stuff like that, guys, if you're listening, gals, if you're listening, if you've got a stud salesperson and they're making you a lot of money, don't freaking redo their payment plan or their comp plan. My wife's best friend, same thing. Everywhere she goes, she sets sales records. What do? They cut her comp plan. Like, come on. Like, it's just amazing to me. So Matt has a ton of sales experience, and we're going to get to the meat of the topic in a second. I have a favor to ask you. If you can please like this. If you can please share it. We want to build this audience. We want to give more people this information. If you're watching this live, great. That means that you have liked my coaching page, my Brad Chandler coaching page. If you're not watching this live and you want to see more awesome content like this, this is the page that we are broadcasting from right now. So don't say I showed it too fast. All you have to do is pause that video. So there it is. All right.
Perfect.
So one more thing before we hit the topic. I started a LinkedIn group called Real Estate Investing Forum. Search for Real Estate Investing Forum on LinkedIn. Go and join it. Click join here, whatever the button is. I'll approve you. I'm going to be putting a lot of really great content on there. All of this stuff is free of charge. So go like that page if you would, or not like it, go join it. And you will get some awesome information.
We're here to help.
So the topic today, and what is the topic? The topic is how to work with and close motivated sellers, which Matt has done a lot of. So Matt, what would you say is the most, I just noticed the microphone's kind of down here. It's a hot mic, so it's probably fine. But Matt, what is, from the sales process beginning when a lead comes in to the time that we actually close a house, what is the most important thing in that process?
Definitely relentless follow-up.
Okay.
Follow-up.
So I did not tell him to say this. For all of you guys who have heard me speak before, all you hear me talk about is follow-up. So we'll do another conversation, another video on that. Today, though, we're going to talk about sales and closing. So great, we understand follow-up is where it's at.
Yeah.
And if you look at the greatest salespeople, especially cars, like I've read books, I read books all the time. It's the person who follows up the most.
Yep.
So let's remove that. So their follow-up, our follow-up is awesome.
Okay.
What is it about the sales? What's the next most important thing in the sales process?
I would say effective negotiation.
Okay. What does effective negotiation mean, and how do you effectively negotiate?
So effective negotiation can mean a lot of things. It really depends on what your needs and wants are. But for us, for our purposes, and for yours, effective negotiation is going to be coming to an agreement with the person you're buying the house from, or the person you're selling the house to, that's financially beneficial to you and gives you what you want. And hopefully on their end, financially beneficial and gives them what they want as well. But to be honest, not everything can be 100% win-win.
Okay, so let's deep dive a little bit into, this isn't going to be a really long video because we're going to try to hit some core points and then move on. We know everyone's busy. But let's role play, or let's run through a couple things.
Sure.
So a call comes in. Ring, ring. Hi, I saw your commercial on TV. I want to sell my house. So go into, let's role play this a little bit about negotiation.
Okay. So ring, ring. Hey, Brad, this is Matt Fullerton with Express Homebuyers. How can I help you today?
I saw your TV ad, and I'm interested in selling my house.
Terrific. So, Brad, before we go any further, let me take a quick step back. What's the address of the property? We get into the property information, everything like that. We get all that. Blah blah blah. So, Brad, typically when people are reaching out to us, they want to know how our process works and how much we can offer. What kind of questions did you have?
I see you buy houses in 7 days. Like, how do you do that?
Brad, that's a great question. I'm going to get that answered for you. What I'd like to do now is just take a few minutes of your time, ask you a few questions about the property and the situation so I can do that. Your question was, how do we buy houses in 7 days? Well, if title work, say hypothetically here, we come to an agreement on your house and title work is clear, we can close as soon as that is done. So if title work's clear in 7 days, hey, we can buy your house in 7 days.
So Matt's mirroring and matching me, so he's asking the question back just to make sure that I heard it, but it also, as a listener, as a participant in this negotiation, it tells me that he's listening to me, so it's really important. Again, we're keeping this brief, but Matt would do some front-end rapport building, right?
Yeah. Hey, Brad, so tell me why you want to sell the house.
I've got some health problems, and I really want to move to Florida to be closer to family.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I got family in Florida too. It seems like everyone's got a little bit of family in Florida. What kind of time frame do you need to make that move in?
I'd like to do it in the next, I thought it was going to take me months to sell my house, but you guys say 7 days, so maybe I can't do 7 days, maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, Brad. So that's totally fine, and we're happy to work with whatever kind of time frame you need. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here. Let's take a quick step back. We'll get that handled. You said you have some health problems. I'm really sorry to hear that. You need to sell the house. Tell me a little bit about the house.
So it's a blah 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 blah. It's in great shape. It's in great shape.
No, blah blah blah. The house is in great shape. Okay. So what does great shape mean to you, Brad? Because a lot of times it means something different to me than it does to.
Well, there's no repairs that need to be done.
No repairs at all.
No.
So your carpets are stainless. You've got not a scratch on your hardwood floors.
Oh no.
So you got a couple repairs. Okay.
And asked me when my kitchen was updated.
Yeah. When was your kitchen?
Well, it's not updated, but it's in great condition. I mean, I bought the house in 1979, and I've just kept it in really good condition.
Oh, great. So I mean, that would be terrific for a buyer in 1979, Brad. But let me tell you, buyers today, they want granite, they want new tile, they want stainless steel appliances. And last time I checked, 1979, those things weren't as popular as they are today. So that's something that's going to, not necessarily broken. Not saying it's been badly cared for, but it's going to be something we're going to have to factor into.
So what are you going to pay me for the house?
Well, Brad, I'm going to do a market analysis here. I'm going to take a look at what houses are selling for in your area, as well as what our estimated repairs here are over the phone. I'd really like to give you a hard number, but the best I'm going to be able to do without putting my hands on the house is a range. What kind of time frame would you have for me to come out and take a look at the house in person?
I'm retired, so I'm available anytime, really.
Great, so I can come out this afternoon?
I wish I was retired. We're working on it. This afternoon? Sure.
3:30?
Sure.
See you then, Brad.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Once again, I'm Matt Fullerton. I'll be knocking on your door at 3:30, and we'll hopefully put this together for you, get you moved to Florida by the end of the month.
All right, can you knock on my door?
Knock, knock, knock.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Brad. How you doing? Matt Fullerton with Express Homebuyers. Thanks for having me out.
No problem.
Listen, let me go over the process here with you. I know it's kind of weird having a stranger in your house taking pictures, so I'll tell you how everything works. I'm going to take some pictures out here, outside of the house. I'm going to come in, take some pictures as well. I'm going to sit down and run some repair estimates right here on my iPad. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to come in. I'm going to talk to you about the numbers and what I found. If those numbers work great for you, are you ready to make a decision today?
I mean, if you give me the price I want, sure.
Sure, of course. Figuring that we give you the price you want, of course, today. But is there anything else preventing you from making a decision today?
No.
Okay, terrific. So I'm going to get started taking pictures out here. Would you like to join me and tell me something about the house while I'm doing that?
Sure.
Great.
So let's fast forward. So again, the whole time Matt's building rapport. He's checking out the house. He's checking out the neighborhood. By the way, if you guys like this video, if you can please share it, that'd be great. When you share it, it lets me know that you like the content, and then we'll produce more of this content. So Matt's walking around the house. He's building rapport. He's getting the guy to trust him and like him.
I like your picture there, Brad. I like hey, I've read that book.
Yeah, not sure you guys know this, but only 8% of buying decisions are based on price. People don't care about price for the most part. What they care about is that they can trust the person that they're dealing with. So Matt and the rest of my team is very good at building trust and getting people to like them. When I was actually going to houses, there were several houses I bought where the seller said, hey, we've got $15,000, $20,000 higher offers, but we feel comfortable with you. You haven't rushed us. You're not a fast talker. You've answered my questions repeatedly. So when you guys are dealing with motivated sellers, again, you want to build rapport, you want to build a bond, you want to, make them feel special. Recently read a book, Persuasion by Cialdini, and he talks about when you're in the house. Actually, he went around with one of the top sales guys in this one alarm selling company, and what he found out was the guy would purposely leave his book in the car so he could excuse himself and come back in. What that does is it builds trust, because typically you're not going to let someone in your house unless you really trust them. So anything you can do to build trust and rapport with the seller is great. So fast forward, you're there 20 minutes later, half an hour later. All right, so what are you offering me, Matt?
So, prior to this, we're going to find out on the phone, of course, whether what Brad is asking, and make sure that we're even in any kind of ballpark here, because we're obviously not going to come out and waste our time or anyone else's time on something where we're $500,000 apart. But so Brad, I've been running the numbers. After we took a look at everything, thank you for showing me around. After we took a look at everything, it looks like we're going to be somewhere, and I know you said you want to be at 250, Brad. It looks like we're going to be just a little bit under 2 here. Is that worth talking about with you?
Okay, so are you going to try to, so I kind of stepped ahead, but are you going to try to get me to give you a number before you throw out a number?
So you would on the phone, before we ever come out to someone's house, we're going to find out a number on the phone. We're going to get at least some sort of range or some sort of desired number, and we're going to have given Brad a range that we think we're going to be in.
Okay, so we're going to go with that. I said, I want $250,000 for my house. What did you just say? How much?
Just under 200. So I'm looking at somewhere in the 190s. I'm working on the numbers as we speak.
That's really a lot lower than what I think the property is worth at least $250. I mean, look, there's not a whole lot of repair work that needs to be done here.
Sure, Brad, I can totally appreciate what you're saying here, but let me take a quick step back. When you said the property is worth at least $250, what are you basing that on? Maybe I'm missing something here.
Well, my neighbor's house sold for, I think, like $275 or $300.
Was it 275 or 300? That's a big
It was
difference.
somewhere in there. It was
somewhere in there. So let's call it 275 for argument's sake. Say you had no emotional attachment to your house. You been inside your neighbor's house?
Yes.
Okay. So say you have no emotional attachment to this house, and you were looking at your neighbor's house and your house. Which one would you pick off the street?
Well, he did update his kitchens and baths.
Yeah. So there's quite a bit right there. Kitchens and baths. I know you're not a contractor. Believe me, I'm not either. So this is, we have estimates. Luckily, I have this handy computer that tells me how much things cost, but those things are a lot. So look, I get that your neighbor sold his house for $275. I can tell you, he sold it on the market, right? He had a for sale sign in his yard, people coming by.
He did, yep.
So he paid commissions. Brad, he paid closing costs. Takes a big chunk out of that $275. Plus, updating those bathrooms add a lot of value. Once we add all these things together, we're really getting real close to that 200 number. Heck, I might even be a little high. Maybe I should take another look.
Oh no, I can't go any lower than that. So I mean, can you come up? Can you get me like 245, 240?
Brad, yeah, I would love to. Believe me, you and I have the same goal here. I want to buy a house. You want to sell a house, but I mean, 245, 250. There's not a lot of wiggle room there. I could work on the numbers, maybe try to get you up to that 2 number, maybe cross that bridge. But I mean, even don't hold me to that, because I'm really, I'm working hard here on these numbers. But I'm not going to come in and shoot you something that I have 40 grand to work on, man. That just wouldn't work for us. So.
Okay, so explain to the viewers, what are you trying to do here? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Obviously, you're trying to get at a certain price, but what tactics or what are you employing to try to get the gap to be closed?
So really, I'm asking him a lot of questions about. First of all, I'm going to find out why he thinks that his house should be that much, and what he thinks about our number. That's why I ask, is that even worth discussing with you? Because if Brad says no, that's not even worth talking about, I say, geez, Brad, hang on, don't kick me out. It's an initial glance. We're just looking at the numbers, but I just don't see 250 here. What I'm trying to get Brad to do is negotiate against himself without me giving really anything, because I'm at from 190s to 200. Brad is down to 245, 240, and if I keep discussing that with him, if I keep finding out, or disqualifying his reasons for thinking his house is worth that much, Brad is going to, without ever giving him another number, Brad is going to keep negotiating with himself if he wants to sell this house.
Okay, so we'll jump into some more tactics. One of the viewers just said that the thing is backwards. You don't have to read this, but I'm guessing the sign we held up is backwards earlier? Oh yeah, it is backwards. All right, well, it's facebook.com/Brad Chandler 866-315-706-842600, and that's not my credit card number, so just disregard that. So anyway, getting back again, if you like this stuff, please share it, please like it. Getting back to negotiations. So how do you close this up? So I'm at let's say that you've got me down through this negotiation process. I'm at 225 right now. It's 20 minutes into it. We're at 190. What do you do? So Matt, I really just can't take any less than 225. He's run the numbers. He knows that if we don't get it at 190, we're not going to make money on it. So where do you go from here?
Jeez, Brad, I wish I was there. If I could give you 225, Brad, if I could have given you 225, Brad, I would have given you 225. But this would be done. We wouldn't be sitting here going back and forth. Believe me, I don't like this any more than you do. Like I said, we have the same goal. I want to buy this house. You want to sell it. But like I said, I can maybe get you to 200, and I want to go get on my phone and make another call real quick, just to one of my guys back in the office, just to keep myself honest. I don't want. For us, I have to make sure these numbers work. So, can I get you up to 200? I think so. Don't hold me to it, but 225. I'll shake your hand. I'll wish you the best of luck, Brad. I just can't get there.
And then throughout this process, you're going to be focusing on my pain points, and my pain points are I'm in bad health, and I want to move to Florida.
Yeah.
So the whole time, again, we're abbreviating this, guys, but the whole time he's going to be building rapport. He's going to be making jokes with me.
Yes.
He's going to make me feel comfortable. He might put his hand on my shoulder. Look, to make me feel more comfortable, more relaxed, more trusting of him. And then he's just going to focus on how he can solve my problems. Because, again, for those of you who heard this in the meetup, people buy for 2 reasons. They have an external problem, which means they need a new pair of jeans. They have an internal problem, which is they want to look good in those jeans, or they want someone to look at them. So it's all, and the internal problem is always emotional based. So I'm a seller. My emotion is that I'm scared with my health problems. I want to get closer to the family to, either have them take care of me or vice versa. So what Matt's going to do is Matt's going to really hone in on that and say, listen, we can be the ones who...
Can I interject something here, Brad?
Sure.
So a good way to say that might be, listen, Brad, 225, I hear you. I can't do it. Just let me ask you this question. Which works better for you? 200 and in Florida with your family, or 225 and nothing?
Yeah, I really want to get to Florida, but I was really hoping for more cash too, because I need the cash to live. I'm retired. It's important to my income.
All right, I get that. That's totally fair. I understand your concerns. Let me do this. Let me call my guy back at the office. And just to cut in real quick, this can be a call to anyone for anything. If you know where your numbers are going to fall, you can call. I call any guy in the office. Say, hey, talk to me about sports for a minute, and go back in, just to give yourself a minute to strategize in your head, to look at your numbers one more time, and give yourself some time to think before you go back in and say.
You might want to relook at the numbers and say, hey, can we make this deal work at 205? Who knows?
So I come back in and say, hey, Brad, I got you to 203, 416. Does that work for you? 203, 416, and you're in Florida in 3 weeks.
Sure. So why did you use an exact number?
Because an exact number makes it sound like Brad has squeezed every single penny out of my pocket. If I say 203.5, it just sounds more like there's more room to be had there. But 203, 416, geez, that must have been a lot of accounting work that went into that. You took every 416. Yeah, and I can't make it a 17 either, Brad. Okay, it's 416, and that's all of it.
And so if you're a realtor, same thing. When you're setting the price on the listing agreement, talk in really specific prices, because there's a good chance that your seller's going to say, wow, this agent really knows what they're talking about. They've really done their homework, and they know it down to the penny.
Yeah.
So, okay, great job, Matt. Now I want to ask a couple questions on how did you learn all this stuff? What's some of the best training you've gotten, the best books you've read, that type of thing?
Some of the best training I've gotten, honestly, is a lot of training has been trial by fire. A lot of just thrown right out there. But honestly, I've read a lot of great books. I've taken a lot of great courses. Start with No. That is an excellent book. That's by Jim Camp. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. That's an awesome negotiation book. Those are.
I've read that book too, and it's amazing. The Never Split the Difference.
Spin Selling is another good one. It lends itself to our sales process. I've been to some seminars, and it's just been years and years of me really trying hard to get better every day. You have to want it.
And we work with someone who's been extremely helpful, and that's John Martinez.
Yeah, John has been awesome. Yeah, we've done John's training. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that, John. I thought he meant more outside stuff. But yeah, John Martinez's training has been really helpful for us.
So John has John does incredible sales training for really anyone. I mean, he does Fortune 500 companies. He does real estate investors. He might work with real estate agents. He's given us an incredible discount on a package deal that he's doing. I don't have the link in front of me, but if you go to our last blog that was published, and you can find our blog at expresshomebuyers.com/category/wholesaler. You click on that last link, and it's about, I believe, how to build a wholesale business. I will put it in the comments afterwards. But John's an incredible guy, really, 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 really good. So
agreed.
Definitely, you cannot go wrong. I've turned him on to a lot of people, and everyone's been like, wow, this is amazing. So any last words on negotiating?
I would say find pain and find leverage and use it to your advantage.
So again, the pain is what actually makes a person sell. So you don't want to focus on external things. You want to focus on the internal things. Are they embarrassed about their house? Are they stressed about losing it? What is it? Why did they call you? Why did they call you as an agent? Why did they call you as an investor? Focus on that, and then let them know how you can solve it. Finally, two things. I am starting a podcast here in the next couple of days, couple of weeks, and I'm going to offer free coaching on that podcast. So you guys can get the knowledge of 5,000 real estate transactions by coming on my podcast, and I will break down every obstacle that you possibly have on why you're not reaching your real estate goals. So if you're interested in a free 30-minute coaching session, I actually think this link is on the top of this video, but it's expresshomebuyers.com/free. Throw off the thing.
We're still here.
Okay, we're still here. And then lastly, I'm going to read a quote that a good friend of mine, Gabriel, put on his Facebook today. It's a great way to close out. I love it. You owe to yourself to give this life everything you've got. It's such a crime to just get by. God gave you so many tools, opportunities, resources, creativity, talent, intelligence, awareness, and so much more. So use it. Create the life you want. Give it your all and make this life count. You will never regret it. All right, guys. Again, if you like this information, please share it. Please post it on your wall, like it, whatever you can do, and then we will give you more and more content like this. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Matt, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank
Great
you,
job.
sir. Thanks, everyone.
And we'll see you in a couple days. Happy Wednesday.